Hi, this is May with Leaders to Leaders, book club for empowerment. Today, live with our book, The Values Factor by Dr. John DeMartini. And today we are on chapter 8, which is about growing your financial freedom. And I wanted to start this call, hangout, very ambitious. I do two things at once here. I wanted to start this call or hang out with some questions. Really, I actually was talking to a friend of mine in our internet business. I was talking to a friend of mine in our internet business the other night, and he said a lot of people react to an email title about why you aren't rich yet. Why aren't you rich? And so I have a question, and that is, why aren't you financially free? And what is the difference between rich, financially free, and where you are right now? How do you move from where you're at, wherever that may be, to becoming financially free and rich? Now, financially free and rich are not the same thing. Okay, financial freedom, it's actually, you can actually equate it to a formula. Rich is kind of I'm not sure how to equate rich to a formula just per se. However, financial freedom is a mathematical formula. Financial freedom can be achieved when your income, your passive income, is equal to or exceeds your expenses. Now, what is passive income? Passive income is money you make without working. And passive income is money making money for you. So, say you put your money in a high-yielding CD, which we know is not around right now. However, say you found one, okay, it yields 8%. Wow, that would be pretty great. Anyway, so say you put your money in that CD in the bank and it makes interest at 8%. And so that money, say you have it paid out to you annually, so it gets put in your bank account every year. And if you have enough money, you could have a whole annual income put in your bank account every year because you saved enough in your CD and you're paying yourself the interest. That interest is called passive income. The reason it's passive is that you're not actually exchanging your time for that money. It's going to be accumulating with or without you doing anything. So that's called passive income. Another form of passive income that my husband and I are into right now are real estate investment trusts, and they yield dividend income. So every month we get paid, and yesterday we got paid. Yay, we got paid. I love getting paid. So anyway, yesterday we did get paid from our financial freedom account, and we get paid monthly. So that is very exciting. I'm growing mine. So let's see. It was over $100 this month, which was good for me. And joint account was at like $89, and then my husband, he made in his own account $300. So as a household, we're making almost $500 in passive income. And we just started doing that. Well, I started doing this earlier, 2010 maybe, like 4 years ago. My husband only started last year, really, because I taught him what to do. And our joint account only started about a year ago. So it doesn't take a lot of work. However, it does take a decision, to start becoming financially free. And I love this topic of growing financial freedom. I'm happy to say that I am growing my financial freedom. Yay! I know, because my passive income increases every month, and my expenses are, I'm keeping them either the same or working on reducing. And I did recently reduce one monthly payment off my list. So I'm reducing expenses and increasing income. That's how you basically, once your passive income is equal to or exceeds your expenses, you no longer have to work to get money. Your passive income will get you money, and that doesn't mean you don't work, because it's, to me, I love working certain things, right? What you love, what you highly value, that you love to do, right? So I love doing things like this hang out and this call right now. And if you're in the call and you want to say something, you can say something. You just have to shout really loud because sometimes the phone's not exactly in my ear. Although I have it here. Okay, so let's get into the details, right, of what to do. So let's find out some things about financial freedom from Dr. John DeMartini. Now, Dr. John DeMartini in this book, which I highly recommend, which I found out through our mentor Kiala and I. Oh, and a little bit about myself. If you are here to the call, again, my name is May, and I do these calls. We have a Facebook group called Readers to Leaders, a book club for empowerment, which is open to anyone to join. So if you want to have a place where you can read books about becoming a better leader, becoming empowered, then you're more than welcome to join the group and follow along in the reading or make friends there and read your own books, suggest readings, discuss books that we are reading. So that's who I am, and that's where this call is coming from. The Readers to Leaders Facebook group was created by Project Freedom. Project Freedom is actually an internet business that I'm in, and that business is not it's a business, so that's something else. If you're interested in that business, you can go to my blog, http:// sorry, that's so funny. Yeah, my blog is candoitblog.com, candoit blog.com. Sorry about that. My brain is on. It's early morning, and my baby was on and off sleeping last night. So anyway, candoitblog.com is my blog if you want to learn more about it. You're on the call or on the Hangout. There is a button on this webpage if you're on the Hangout page, which is workwithme.com/live. Probably get another page later. See if Project Freedom will host a page. But right now it's workwithme.com/live, where you can. There's a button underneath this Hangout that leads to a blogging platform so that you can do your own blog like candoitblog.com, learn how to blog about what you love to do. Right now I blog a lot about reading. I blog about how to do internet marketing and stuff like that, and other things. So you're more than welcome to visit my blog. If you're on the webpage and you're interested in starting your own blog, more than welcome to join that. So anyway, I want to get back to the topic on hand. I just wanted to tell you who I was and where this is coming from. So Kiala Kanai, who is the founder of Project Freedom, he actually recommended a trainer for the Dr. DeMartini method. And just so you know, coming up soon, there is a training in Hawaii. I'll have training with Jonathan Sugai, who is certified in the DeMartini method. And he is going to go over financial freedom for a 10-day workshop. My husband's already registered for it, and I'm probably going to register soon. It's just thinking about my baby. It's on a Saturday all day, 10 hours. Not sure if I want to do it with the baby. Still thinking. Anyway, however, it is an intensive workshop in Hawaii. If you're interested in that, you can message me, and I can see if there's space to get you in. So that's all that I wanted to add for that. Now, growing your financial freedom. He talks a lot about, people will say they want to be financially free, right? Like he's a Dr. John DeMartini. He writes this book. He's also a professional speaker, and he conducts workshops. So he will ask the audience, who wants to be financially free? And everyone will raise their hand, and he'll be like, well, who is financially free? And then everyone will drop their hand. Maybe a few people raise their hand. Who is actually materializing financial freedom? And there's very few people who raise their hand. And he's talking about, a lot of people want this thing, financial freedom. You want to become financially free. Well, it takes time and effort to become financially free. You have to make a decision. You have to do certain things in your life. And the main thing you have to do is save and invest. Save your money and invest it. Save it, make it work for you, right? You invest your money so it can give you more money. So you have to save and invest. Most people, what do they do when they have money? They spend it, right? They get money and they spend it. So he has this interesting question where he asks, What would you do if you had $10 million? What are the first 10 things you would do with $10 million? Now, a lot of people write things down like they buy a house, they buy a car, they go on a great vacation, da 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 da, instead of saving it and investing it, right? Because if you want to be financially free and you aren't now and you get $10 million, you could save that, invest it, and you could be free pretty much, within the time it takes to get your dividends and your interest. Because $10 million is enough. I mean, it's enough for me. If I had it right now, I could take, what I do with money is I always cut it up the same way because I'm on a strict budget with, because I learned it from T. Harv Eker, Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, another great book, by the way. So I would take 10% of it first, pay myself first. So I would take 1 million of that 10 million, put in my financial freedom account, which would actually already make me financially free just by doing that. So I would be free right now. And then I would take 10% of it, 1 million, and use it for fun, play, like go on vacations or, whatever. And according to my budget, I'd have to blow that in a month, at most 3 months. So I'd have to spend all that, a whole $1 million in a month. So that would be a crazy month. It would be very exciting. 10% I would put aside for charity. 10% I would do for education. And I was just like excited about that one. Like, oh, I would spend it on seminars. I would go do Tony Robbins. I would, finish up my side seminars. I would, I had so many ideas in my head. I would hire these trainers, do one-on-one sessions with me to, build my financial, financial, spiritual, health, everything. I just go nuts. 10% education is my favorite spending part. That's, some people like to spend on, other things. I love to spend on education. So it's kind of good and kind of bad. Because before I wasn't doing it properly where I was paying myself first. Now I do. I pay myself first, invest the money. This is not something that I could do easily until recently, like started in 2009, really. So, if you're out there and you're not financially free and you haven't even started and you're like, how do I do this? I want you to know that you can start anytime and you can change your life a lot within only a few years, and you can, I'm planning on being financially free by the end of July of this year, and that would be approximately 5 years, well, maybe 4 years from when I decided, I think 5 years from when I decided I wanted to be financially free. Before I knew the formula, before I really understood it, I knew I wanted more money in my life. And financially free doesn't necessarily mean you're rich, okay? Just because your income equals or is more than your expenses does not mean you're rich. Because say you only spend $1,000 on your rent, food, and your because you say you only spend $1,000 a month or less. Say you live in the Philippines and spend less to live a month. Well, if you get passive income that's equal to or greater than that, then you don't have to work. You can do your own thing. Does that mean you're rich? No, not necessarily, right? Because depending on how much money you bring in every month, you may or may not be able to go spend it on whatever you want. What is rich anyway? That definition, I'm not even going to go there right now because I want to focus on the book. Okay. Anyway, I just wanted to make sure you understand. Just because you're financially free doesn't necessarily mean you're rich. And so anyway, moving on. So anyway, he talks about this, and he says, basically, if you want to be financially free, you're going to have to save and invest your money. That's it. Save and invest your money. Pay yourself first. And he has a lot of principles here that I find that I want to share with you. And I'm only going to keep this call hang out to half an hour. I'm going to honor my promises. And so I don't want to spend more than half an hour. So I'm going to hit the nitty-gritty right now. So first thing you have to do is you have to value financial freedom. Now the reason that he says we have anything in our life is because we value it. If we value it, we have it. So say you really, really value being in a relationship with someone and having children. Well, if you really, really value it, you will be married to someone and having children because you really value it. So you made it true for you in your life. So if you're not financially free right now, it's because you don't really value financial freedom, not enough to make it happen. So how do you do that? Well, in this book, in the second chapter of this book, they have a whole exercise with 13 questions that you answer that give you the method to finding out what your core values are. What does that mean? So what makes your values? And if you don't know what your core values are, you can buy the book, and go to the second chapter, do the questions. You can do one of my replays. If you don't know the replay, just message me or email me back and just ask me, and I'll tell you the replay to that chapter with the 13 questions so that you can do it and find out what your values are. For me, I found out my values. My number one value is family, because I spend the most time, the most energy, and I'm the most inspired when I'm with my family. Okay, so I love family, and I do have a family. I have my mom lives with me. We have my son Jordan, husband. So family is number one. Number two for me is health. So I eat healthy. Anyone who knows me knows that I'm always eating nutritious, healthy food, exercise. In fact, what am I wearing right now? I'm actually wearing a rash guard. What is a rash guard? It's a shirt that you can wear when you go surfing. You just swim to outdoor things like that. And I'm actually going surfing right after this call and this hangout. So that's why I'm dressed like this. Because I'm gonna rate at we have a friend coming over between 7:30 and 8 Hawaii time. Right now it's 7:17. So and then we're gonna head out, pack up the boards, go. We're gonna surf. My husband and I are actually taking turns. One of us is gonna hold Jordan and hang with him, and the other one's gonna jump in the water, surf, and come out and take pass Jordan on. So I'm very committed. I love health. Being active, outdoors, eating well. That's number two for me. Number three, highest value is personal growth. Stuff like this, like being on this hangout call, talking about these books, reading these books, doing exercises on personal growth, going to seminars, doing the business that we do, because the business that we do requires you to do personal growth in order to make more money. So I love that stuff. Those are my three core values. Now, I have to, in order to be financially free, I have to tie my core values with financial freedom. And the same thing with you. Whatever your core values are, and everyone's values are a little different. No one's exactly the same. For you, you might value going out and being with friends. You might value traveling. You might value music. You might value whatever. Everyone values different things. Okay, so whatever you value, you have to somehow find a way. If you really want to be financially free, really, you have to value financial freedom. And how to do that? You tie it into your core values. Okay, so he has this exercise that you can do, and I've already done the first part of it, and plan to finish it hopefully soon. Planning this week to finish this exercise because I'm really serious about financial freedom here. So basically what you do is on a piece of paper or on your computer, you're going to answer 6 questions. And I'm going to tell you the 6 questions. And you're going to write answers to them 200 times. And the reason you answer these questions and you write answers 200 times is because while you're writing these answers, you're actually repetitively changing your thoughts. It's just like when you learn anything, you have to repeat it. Like if you're learning a foreign language, you have to repeat it. When you're a baby, like Jordan, our baby, is learning stuff now, he has to repeat it, and then he learns it. And it's the same thing with anything. Everything is learned that way. So in order to become financially free, you have to learn the mindset of someone who is financially free so that you can find the way to become it in your real life. You'll see clues, you'll understand it better, so you'll understand what to look for and what to do. And until you do that, you're going to be where you are right now. And I don't know if you are financially free now, you might be. We actually do have friends who are financially free and friends who are rich. And we also have friends who are not financially free and not rich. So we've got all kinds. So this is the first question, okay? How can building a business that serves ever greater numbers of people be of great service, value, and benefit to you? Okay. I love have a good one. Okay, so answer that question at least 200 times. Do not list the benefits of spending any of the money that you will make. Write only the benefits of actually building the business. Okay, so that's question number 1. And so he has some examples here which really help, because when you first start this, and if you're really far from being financially free, this question is hard to answer. it takes a lot of time. However, as you write the answer, you start getting better at it, and sometimes it takes a lot of brain effort to figure out what's right. 200 answers, right? And while you're doing this, you're actually reprogramming your brain. You're actually building new pathways in your neurons. So that's why this is important to do it 200 times. If you don't do 200 times, you're not doing the exercise properly. So here are the examples. So how can building a business that serves ever greater numbers of people be of great service, value, and benefit to you? Number 1, to be able to lead and influence the lives of those I employ. That's one benefit. Number 2, to be able to employ people and add to the number of economic exchanges. Okay. Number 3, to be able to serve and make a difference in the lives of millions of people. Number 4, to be able to master the skills of business management. Number 5, to be able to create a business that I can leave to my offspring. So these are some of the examples. Okay, so that's what you would write, things like that. And I actually took those 5 and put them down for mine. These are good. I like them. I'm going to write them down for me. Oh, now I just need 195 more to go. So it's a good exercise to do. I was like, I can learn how to do my taxes. I can learn how to delegate my taxes out to someone who can, minimize my tax burden and maximize my deductions. So that was one of mine, because I want to be more of a master of my taxes, right? Another one was to be able to utilize health and wellness in my business, so that my employees and the people in my business, when they do it, they actually become healthier. So that was another thing that I put in there. So different things that I would think would be great, I just wrote just 200. So that's the first question. So really, if you're serious about this, do that first question. Do number 1. Okay? Write it down and do it. And I would do it now. Right after this call is done, if you're not surfing like me, just freaking do it right now. That's what I would do if I were you. Because if you're motivated at all, get it done right now. That's what leaders do. Just say, okay. Number 2, how can managing your business more effectively and efficiently to maximize your profit be of great service, value, and benefit to you? Answer that question at least 200 times. Okay? So he has more examples. Number 1, to be able to master the skills of governing and leading people. Number 2, to be able to hire and inspire teams to fulfill their lives. And number 3, to be able to prioritize my and my employees' actions to reduce stress. Number 4, to be able to maximize profit, keep costs down for customers, and sell more. Number 5, to be able to determine what is working and not working. So that's number 2. Okay, we're just going to move along. Number 3, how can saving an ever greater portion of profit from your business be of great service, value, and benefit to you? Again, answer that question at least 200 times. This is a good one, right? This is because your personal economics, you want to pay yourself first and you want to save and invest, right? Well, why would it be any different business? Of course, you want to do the same thing, right? So you have to answer that question 200 times. First answer he has is to be able to stabilize my primary business, right? Because if you're saving and investing the money you're making in your business, then you're going to have residual income. You're going to have a base that you're going to feel more stable on, and then you're not going to be so desperate. You know what I mean? Because your business will be solid, and you'll be able to be calmly thinking about what you're going to do next, what strategies you want to implement, you'll have a budget, everything will be more relaxed, and you'll be able to work more, you have a clear vision. Number two, to be able to attract more qualified clients. Number three, to be able to associate with wealthier clients and receive more ideas and expanded ideas. So the wealthier that your company is, the more you'll attract wealthier clients. Number four, to be able to capitalize on the beauty of compound interest. Number five, to be able to calm my volatile emotions and economic stress levels. That one I completely relate to. In our business now, we've made enough that we're just starting our first brokerage account for our business. It's in planning right now, so that it will be yielding us a monthly income to pay for overhead. So that's very exciting for us. Next question, number four. Remember, all these questions you have to write or type 200 answers, okay? And I'm giving you examples as well, which are from the book. Number four, how is investing and learning the art of progressive investing with degrees of leverage and return going to be of great service, value, and benefit to you? Now he's going to define progressive investing. Progressive investing means that as your wealth grows, you are able to take ever greater risks. For example, you might begin by putting $100 each month into an interest-bearing account. When you have accumulated a few $1,000s, you might put half of your wealth into a collection of blue chip stocks. When that wealth has grown larger, you might put a portion of it into a collection of smaller and newer stocks that is riskier, but that offers a potentially greater rate of return. As your wealth grows, you are able to take greater risks and achieve greater rewards. Once again, answer that question at least 200 times. So I hope you understand what progressive investing is. Number one, to be able to take advantage of more progressive and elevated returns. Number two, to learn about companies and their financial strategies. Number three, to build a stable stack of cushioned investments. Number four, to diversify my portfolio to take advantage of different classes and sectors. Number five, to pool my money with other sophisticated investors. So you have to write 200 of these. Okay. Number five, how is building and amassing a vast financial fortune going to be a great service, value, and benefit to you? Yet again, answer that question at least 200 times. To be able to build a stable nest egg, to be able to draw in even more wealth-building opportunities, to be able to endure any form of socioeconomic volatility, to be able to build an enduring brand, to be able to select the individuals or companies I associate with. Okay? Number six, how is identifying or creating a financial cause something you can dedicate your life and your wealth to and leave a legacy that lasts more than 100 years and serves vast numbers of people going to be of great service, value, and benefit to you? Answer that question at least 200 times. This question is interesting because it makes you think beyond your own life. So let's go. Number one, to be able to create a lasting foundation of service and wealth beyond my life. Number two, to be able to have a multi-generational family structure that serves the world. Number three, to be able to master more sophisticated estate and trust planning. Number four, to be able to participate in philanthropy. Number five, to be able to leave a lasting family or corporate legacy. So I'm going to end the call soon. These 6 questions are the exercise that you need to do. If you're serious about financial freedom, you got to answer all these questions 200 times. Okay? And then I'm going to give you step 2. You have to cross-link each of the previous 6 questions or actions to your present 3 highest values. So asking 2 questions. Okay? Number 1. And remember, your highest values you have to determine by going through that exercise I said in chapter 2. And if you don't know, you can message me and I can send you the replay for that chapter so that you can know how to do that. I'll probably put a blog post on it too, candoitblog.com. So you can check my blog. Okay, how specifically does each of the 6 previous questions, their answers, and any actions that you might take as a result help you fulfill what you would love to fulfill based on your present three highest values. Answer that question at least 50 times. So he has an example. If your present three highest values revolve around your family, you might ask, how can building a business that serves ever greater numbers of people be of great service, value, and benefit to your family? Okay. Okay, so that's what you would do for that one. Number 2, how does fulfilling your three highest values help you fulfill the previous 6 questions or actions? Answer that question at least 50 times. For example, how does spending time with your family help you build a business that serves ever greater numbers of people? That's cool. That's really cool. So basically, flip-flop the question, and you have to do it 50 times. Okay, I'm going to be true to my word. I'm going to end the call at half an hour. There's a lot of stuff in this chapter and a lot of exercises to do. So I'm just going to leave you with those 6 questions. It's going to take you a while anyway. And I want you to be accountable to yourself. And if you feel like it and you want to do something for you that gets some feedback, go ahead and put it in the Readers to Leaders Facebook Club, Facebook page. So go ahead and post your 200 for each 6 questions, or for one question that you do. Go ahead and post it in the Facebook group. I challenge you to get that done this week. So get all your 200 answers in this week. And just to hold myself accountable, I'm going to do that this week. So there you go. I put it out there. I made a commitment. Okay. All right. Thank you for joining the call today, and thank you for being on the Hangout. We will see you again next week, same time. Keep reading. Aloha.